Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube. Come on over and hang out with us. We would love to see you. And just search on YouTube, search on Twitch at Tom and Dan Live.
So, what about this Palisades fire?
Well, I just kind of have a little bit of a gripe with it because if you do any Googling on the Palisades fire, you'll realize that they found the gentleman that they claim started the Palisades fire.
On purpose, arsony.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me get my details here. And what's interesting about it is everywhere you look, they keep saying Florida man, Florida man, it's a Florida man, it's a Florida man. Florida man started the fire, Florida. And this guy, I think he was born in the middle of the U.S. He was living in California for 2 years at the time in an apartment complex, Ubering, doing Uber Eats. He's a California man. He's not a Florida man. You got to knock that off. Just because he's here now and you couldn't catch him and he moved doesn't make him a Florida man.
Oh, so he moved to Florida, and then that's where they caught him, and then you're right. He was living in California when he started the fire.
If you're living in California when you start doing the fires and you're working there, he's working at an apartment complex, and I think he lived there for 2 years based on research that I did, then you're a California man.
Yeah. But
if you up and move from California, so California man started the Palisades fire. It's
not as good as clickbait.
But thank you.
Everything's clickbait.
It's an element of frame. It's an element of clickbait. It's fake. It's not a Florida man. He owns a house here now, and he's going to go to trial this morning, or at least his first appearance, I think, is in Orlando. But I do not believe that's accurate. That is not you just said that because
accurate. That doesn't mean nothing now.
I know. But it does bother me when I hear that because I'm like, oh, there was a Florida guy. I was like, oh, that sucks. And then I started drumming up this whole thing, like maybe he some people do this thing where they're like, oh, my buddy's going to go up to Chicago and Uber for a couple months because you can make more money doing it there, and then move back. But I don't think that's what happened. He was living there for years. California man.
Yeah. Well, it just goes to show you every headline you read, you have to take with a grain of salt because
this was on the Today Show. I forget the Craig, whatever the good-looking black guy, the anchor.
Yeah.
And they're just hitting you over the head with Florida man. I'm like, no, I don't. That's not. You gotta stop that. Like this is. Well, then why do I even watch the news? And why do I even read the news? If it's just gonna be.
That's what I tell you.
Yeah. I like to be informed though. It's kind of the way I've always been. But anyway, there's my take on the Palisades fire. Real bad though, man. Real bad fire. They also, to make matters worse, when they did the first press conference and they're going to they keep saying, oh, we're going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that this guy caused the Palisades fire. The worst thing you can find on your phone when they take your phone, what do you think it is? Worst thing you can find on an arsonist's phone.
Okay, hold on. Let me just try to guess this.
Yeah.
All right. Is it?
You got to think with a perverted arsonist brain.
Okay. Perverted,
but not necessarily sexual, but perverted arsonist.
Well, I was like video of the actual fire he started.
Close. Close. I think what he did is even creepier than having. If he had video of the fire he started, that's creepy. But what's creepier than that is if he uses AI to repeatedly create images of millions of people running from a fire. Like he's using AI to create photos of what he did or what he wants to do. He's making his own arson porno. He's making fire porno.
Yeah, this guy's mentally ill.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is.
And
which brings me back to maybe he is a Florida man.
Yeah.
Maybe he is. Maybe I was wrong on that. But I thought that was pretty funny that they put the images up. They put like 6 of his images up, and it's like a whole side of a forest on fire, and then all these EMS driving, and people are like running for their lives, and these are all he made those with AI and then saved them to what masturbate later.
Well, it shows intent. It shows that he wants the chaos, because there's different, to me, it's different types of arson, right? There's arsonists that want to create mass chaos and property damage and people to be running from their lives.
Right, like a power thing.
Like that's what they want. And I'm sure it's on a spectrum. There's arsonists that start a fire, they don't even know why, and then it got out of control, and then it ends up burning down 1 million acres and houses and stuff. And it's like, well, I didn't want all this chaos to happen. I just started this fire. Like, so it's different intent. And in this guy's intent, obviously, he wanted the chaos. He wanted the death and destruction.
That's what it seems like. They have the records. Apparently, he drove his Uber. He Ubered over to like a trailhead, no different than what you and your family would go to when you're enjoying a nice park or something.
Oh.
And he found the trail and he set like a little area on fire. And then they claim that he tried to call 911 a couple of times, but in the area he was at, there was no cellular service. So it may appear like he was trying to fix this problem, but then it just,
it got out of control. But then the fact that you have AI images of people running from fire, and then why do you have
nothing good?
Yeah, it's just like, okay, well, it's hard for me to believe that you didn't want this to happen when the porno that you made yourself.
You made fire porno, man.
It's all
Lots
over your
of
phone.
It.
It's
Lots
like
of it.
you have a mental illness and you need to be shielded from society.
There was also a search he had. I forget what the search. It was like, so they always get you with the search. Your search, like, how bad is it if I burn down all of the Palisades? That's in his computer. Oh God, that's not good.
Yeah, and with all the First 48 and all these documentaries about murder and like criminal investigation and them finding all the search results in your phone, people still do it.
I have a theory on that.
Because you don't know that you're going to eventually do it when you're like, how to kill your wife. You're curious.
I have a theory on that, though. That's because a lot of these technological, let's say, fingerprints, footsteps, feet print in the sand.
Breadcrumbs.
The breadcrumbs. A lot of your digital breadcrumbs, I believe that's a new thing. And even though we've been using it for, like me, 49 years old, I've been using Twitter since, like, my wife got me on day one. Facebook, all of that. So it's still relatively new to me, I think, evolutionarily. So there's a weird thing where I think, like, when you're going to do something, like, sinister, I don't know if you remember all the steps.
Oh, yeah. You don't even remember Googling people use it all so much, so often, it's the subconscious. And you're, like, Googling a question.
Let me ask you a question, seriously. Have you switched over yet to ChatGPT? Because a lot of the articles I'm reading now is that ChatGPT, what are the other ones? You've got Grok, you've got the one my wife uses for her company. It's the I think she might use Gemini or or like there's tons of them, right?
Yeah.
Have you switched over Gemini? Yeah. Have you switched over to using an AI assistant for your Google typed searches, to use Google as a Kleenex word,
Yeah.
for your web searches?
No, I still use Google like an old man, and then
I'm fully GPT all the time.
Yeah, I know you are, and then I really agree with, and I think ChatGPT is good. I'm old when it comes to technology, so Crystal uses it, you use it.
Yeah.
I'll ask you to use it and then send me the results. I could easily.
I like that. That's very old man. I like that.
I could easily.
And why do you make me write them out on a piece of paper with a handwriting?
I could get it myself and use it myself. I just don't, for whatever reason.
It usually takes you a little. No, this is you.
I haven't
man.
adopted it.
I'm not even upset about this because this is you. This is like when we switched to Google Calendar. I mean, you're not into the new. You don't need it.
And I want to have my sons get familiar with AI because I think it's going to be heavily utilized, especially in their generation. I mean, it's already now, but I just haven't done it myself. I'm too close.
I need to get an invite code, and maybe SJ or somebody in the chat room can help me. But I did a little digging yesterday, and this will be the last little rant on AI before we go to something else. But Sora 2 came out. And I was watching iJustine. Remember iJustine, the influencer that covers a lot of Mac stuff and Apple stuff?
Okay.
She was using it, and it is very interesting how they are kind of leveraging Sora 2. And I'm going to paraphrase a lot of this, but almost as a social media platform, and I think you'll understand what I mean. So you go into Sora 2, you read a series of numbers, and you take a series of video of like your face and everything.
Yeah.
And because you've read these numbers and you've videoed yourself, it will make a almost identical copy of you, voice and look, just by reading the numbers. And then it will implement you into a bunch of different videos. You can start making yourself do all kinds of crazy stuff. Here's the hook. On the Sora 2 app, you share it. It is your personality. Other people can start collaborating with you. So if you have the Tom Van, a Mediocre Time account, and you have your avatar in there, and let's say you're snowboarding, I could partner like one of your friends. I could grab your avatar and my avatar and then use you in my AI video. since you see the social media component now.
Okay.
So now I'm using fake you in my videos, but it's all on the Sora 2 app. It's not real life, and they make no bones about the fact that this is just an AI social media tool, but they're trying to make it like this playground where, you know, you can do all kinds of stuff, and then you can usher in other avatars. So theoretically, if I get a code, I can make my avatar, make your avatar, and then we could make AI videos together that sound exactly like us, and there will be no need for us to do the show anymore.
Hey, I guess it just depends on if the AI versions of yourself are more popular. I mean, we've gone over it so many times. Is the AI generated content more popular than the human generated content? Are AI personalities, like, do people want to listen to it more than the real life Tom?
Probably not. No, it's
now,
just
who
another...
knows? Maybe in a certain amount of time it will be, and then at that point, then I guess it's the singularity that I guess, you know, people are predicting, or it's like technology takes over the role of human beings.
Yeah,
I don't know. You know.
Yeah,
And
maybe
that's what everybody's worried about, is whether it happened. We'll see it. Maybe.
It's a coming.
Yeah. Maybe we're too old, you know, to see it. Maybe our kids will see it, or we'll see how it fleshes out.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting, though, that the ability to pull other people in and collaborate with them in the AI space off of this AI model that you've built is pretty impressive. And I was watching some of her videos, and whereas they don't look perfect and you can tell they're AI, they are truly unique because she's doing crazy stuff, you know, like flying into space, you know, standing on the sun. It's kind of, and Big Doug said this in our chat room, it's sort of like a way advanced jib jab. Do you remember the jib jab postcards that you could cut your face out and put them, and they'd make you dance, and for like holidays and stuff?
Okay.
They do them for Christmas. They do them for, like, you know, St. Patrick's Day and stuff. It is just a better version of that. So there are different ways of looking at it. You can look at it like it's an innocent, better version of jib jab, or you can look like it's a soul-sucking, essence-stealing into the world.
Yeah.
What will happen? I guess we'll, like Tom said,
we'll find out.
I don't know. You want to do a couple voicemails?
Yeah, let's do something.
Let's try this one right here.
Dan, don't let Tom bully you about camping in your Tesla. That sounds awesome. I camped in my Tesla in my driveway. The car was plugged into my house, and I slept in the back. I just folded the seats back or down, and I slept with my feet in the trunk. And I had the same car that you do, and it was awesome in camp mode. I just wanted to try it out, you know. Tom, you need to live a little, man. Go out there and camp in your truck. Go to a Walmart parking lot, get drunk, watch TikTok, and just try it.
That does sound kind of fun. I mean, just sitting in your truck, drinking beer, watching TikTok.
Well, get ready for me to bully you, sir. Because if you're telling me that living is sleeping in your car in the driveway, then I guess I'm living wrong. Because to me, that's a punishment. And right before you get divorced, is your wife making you sleep in your car or couch or whatever. I don't know. I cannot see one interesting thing about that. You know, I could see sleeping with your, you know, kids and family in your car.
Well,
whatever.
I'm testing it out for eventually taking Maisie, but the initial one, I'm not going to take her because, you know, I don't want to subject her to that.
Yeah, but I can imagine, like, what it's like sleeping in your car, and it just does not seem comfortable at all.
But sometimes you, though, you think that you can imagine everything, which makes you do nothing.
Well, I do.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Only interesting things.
Well, to you.
I think it's universal.
To you. I don't think any of your plans are interesting. Any of your gambling is the dumbest stuff I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God, the gambling is so uninteresting.
It helps me figure out It helps me figure out markets. The world is ruled.
Yeah, that's what I say about porno. It helps me figure out women.
No, that's not. That's a fantasy life. Listen. I'm like talking to a computer. Ask ChatGPT if let's ask ChatGPT if sleeping in your car in your driveway is good, just or is interesting at all.
In your car. All right, hold on. Is sleeping in my Tesla in my driveway good? Because that's the way you said it. I think that'd be a funnier answer, honestly.
Uh-huh.
Let me see what it says here. It's giving me some sort of an answer. He's giving a big. This answer is way too large for.
Yeah,
what we're
stupid
doing.
ChatGPT.
Yeah,
you don't know either.
I think this,
Only I
I
know.
think this is gonna make you mad. Here we go. It'll fire up here in a second. I think it's loading.
Yeah, sleeping in your Tesla in the driveway can actually be pretty great, as long as you set it up right. Here's the deal. Pros: climate control. Use camp mode. It keeps the air on all night without draining too much battery. Comfort. The seats fold down pretty flat, especially in a Model 3 with a mattress pad.
That's what I have.
And with window shades, it's dark and quiet.
That's what I have.
Safe location. You're on your own property.
Okay, you want to
so
stop?
there's
Don't
no...
yell at ChatGPT.
Yeah, you do. This is your
I'm a
show,
bully
man.
GPT.
Yeah, you can bully the GPT.
Yeah, you know what's more comfortable? Your bed, 20 feet away from, and it's your house that has AC too. Yeah, it's, like if your Tesla is more comfortable than the bed you sleep in every night, then you have
Well,
your
it's about a
priorities are
different
messed up.
experience, though. It's about like doing something different just to test yourself, or do something interesting, or just doing something,
Well, I know putting yourself
a
through
little
hard-
unique.
Listen,
I told him you yelled at him and said he was stupid. Let's see what he
Okay.
says. I mean, this is a good dynamic we have here on the show.
All right, picture this. Tom's standing there, red-faced, yelling, "Why the hell are you sleeping in the damn car, Dan? You have a bed! A bed inside! Like a human."
He's screaming.
And you're just calmly reclining in the Tesla, seat laid back, AC humming, mood lighting on, sipping a cold seltzer like, "Yeah, but my bed doesn't have a touchscreen climate system or ambient jazz mode, Tom. Also, my bed can't charge my phone, make fart sounds, and keep mosquitoes out. So, maybe chill."
What the hell are you talking about? Keep mosquitoes out. Everybody's got a phone charger. What the hell are you talking about, ChatGPT?
And when did I change my GPT to an old British man? I never changed that.
No, the truth is you do whatever the hell
Yeah,
you
you do
want.
whatever you want. It's just more fun to bitch about it. You guys know how the show goes. Jesus Christ.
Even though everybody agrees with me that it's crazy. All right, thank you.
You know what? Let's do this right here. Yeah, this is a good one. Update. This is one of the hottest topics we've had. Nudity, accidental nudity in movies for your sons.
Okay.
Let's find it.
Tom and Dan, BDM Jeff, listening to last week's Nerd Jock with EJ. Tom wants to show his boys a movie where some ladies show their teeth. 80s classic. Always makes me think something you couldn't get away with today. Revenge of the Nerds. Let's see how that goes.
He didn't sound confident,
Okay,
really. But
By the way, you have the worst phone I've ever heard.
well,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
it just sounded like a potato. Revenge of the Nerds. A damn fine. That's 80s, right? 80s classic.
Yeah,
83. What are we doing on Revenge of the Nerds?
So there are very few movies that have stuck in my head, but the Revenge of the Nerds scene, and I don't even know which one this is, but I can remember this, and I remembered fantasizing about this when I was a kid.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Is when the nerd somehow ends up in some sort of bounce house.
Is it Booger? Is the nerd Booger?
No, I don't know. Booger's the jock nerd, right? The
Nerd
big,
jock. You should have said nerd jock. You missed a great opportunity to say nerd
I
jock
can't
there.
even say
And
that.
then we could have bullied EJ.
But anyway, the nerd, I guess the main character nerd, ends up in a bounce house with some hot chick.
Oh, yes.
and
Wait,
then-
that's the Long Duck Dong, isn't it?
I don't know. I haven't seen it in so long that I don't think I've seen it since I was a kid. But I remember the scene seared into my young Tom Van mind.
Yeah.
Where he ends up like rolling around in the bounce house with
Yeah.
this chick, and
Yes.
then she may get topless. I can't
No,
remember.
I think he does. He does it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember. And by the way, if it was the 80s,
16 Candles was Long Duck Dong, somebody's telling me. Because, like, I remember there was a scene in that, because a Long Duck Dong is an Asian nerd man or exchange student, and he says something that you can't say, and me and my buddy Dave would scream it all the time. We were like, Donga need the food, because he was hungry, because he's so hungry, and they called him Donger. He's like, oh, the Donga need the food, and we would yell that. I yelled that in the DeLand Burger King. I yelled Donger need food in the DeLand. It's still there, the Burger King. If you're on Woodland in DeLand, go into the DeLand Burger King and yell, Donga need food as loud as you can, and I'll give you a prize. You got to video yourself doing it, though. You got to video yourself doing it.
the 80s are so much better.
In this
Donger need food.
I'm glad this is what we agree on. Cross the aisle. Let's agree. This movie includes several scenes of female nudity, typical of 1980s sex comedies. Is that what these were called? Sex comedies? Coming-of-age sex comedies?
Yeah.
There's a shower scene where the nerds secretly install cameras in the Phi Delta Phi sorority house, or Pi Delta Pi sorority house, and some of the women, full frontal nudity, shown briefly. Full frontal.
I don't think kids these days are as horny as me and you were.
That's what I said. I said that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
People get mad when you say that because they're like, yeah, they are. They're still. I'm like, nah, dude.
I don't think there's horny.
Not like me.
Yeah.
As a 49-year-old man, I'm more horny than a teen boy right now.
Yeah, but as a teen boy, I was horny.
That's
I would have done anything.
I've been telling a lot of our listeners to get there, we're talking 12, 13, 14 years old to go see Dr. Powers because these kids' testosterone is so low. We have problems. We got some problems.
I know this is not right. Hold on.
That was a joke, by the way. I'm messing around.
I know this is not acceptable to say. Get ready for it.
This could be anything.
And this is
Is this a hot take alert? Hold on.
Every professional would disagree, and it's even hard for me to say as having a 10 and 11-year-old sons, because I could, even if I put this situation into my son's reality, I could understand how I would think.
You're muddy in the waters a little bit. Also. Yeah. There's a lot of words floating here, man.
Yeah. It takes a lot of words to say what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Yeah. But every time I see a story, and this is not going to be popular. This is not going to be popular, and I understand how wrong it is for me to say. And
You're having a stroke.
Every time I see a story about can
I guess it?
A young teacher
yeah.
that has inappropriate behavior with middle school boys.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. I have a middle school boy. I understand.
Yeah, you do.
Well,
that makes you. I think that makes you legally allowed to speak on this matter. Because it's like gun owners talking about this.
Adults and that relationship, and is it so totally inappropriate or whatever. But every time I see it, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm being completely honest. I don't know what else to say, and it makes me a monster. But I look at it.
Why does it make you a monster? It just makes you want your sons to have make love. Okay.
I don't even want that. But But I imagine me. I remembered me being in middle school.
And you had a fantasy of this.
Yeah, you had a fantasy about this.
Because they're real fantasies.
And I still 100% believe that I would want that when middle school.
Oh, I still have
even
that fantasy.
to what I know today.
Well,
and I can't get it out of my head.
No, what you're speaking is correct. I still have a vivid memory of my geometry teacher. I know exactly. Yeah. I could draw her if I knew how to draw. I could draw her perfectly. She was really, really hot, and I had a crush on her. And yes, there was a seduced fantasy within my tiny teen brain.
I wish she would molest me.
Well, that's not what I would say because I didn't know what molestation was. But I'd be like, yeah, I would like for her to kiss me after hours and lock the portable door.
Yeah. And I can't get it out of my head. Okay. I'm just telling you my truth inside my heart.
On the radio.
On the radio. And, I apologize. And, I'm whatever. I don't know. I
think that's good. There's a costume party scene where a character disguises himself and sleeps with another under false pretenses. So that's kind of bad, right? Where you pretend to be the boyfriend and you're not the boyfriend. And you're essentially raping the person. That's real bad.
Yeah.
That's a real bad.
It is real bad. But this was in the 80s, and this is how we grew up. It's probably why I think this way.
ChatGPT, man, they put so many safeguards in this. They have to explain cultural context at the bottom, which I don't know who said they had to do that, but it says back in the 80s, this kind of humor was standard in movies like Porky's or Animal House. Today, a lot of sexual elements are viewed as highly problematic or exploitative. Despite that, the movie's message about outcasts finding confidence still resonates, though modern viewers don't like any of the ethics.
Yeah. That's why the 80s should stay in the 80s, but it's in our hearts. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I keep it in my heart.
Based, I mean, you can hear it in my opinions of the world.
I definitely keep it in my heart.
And
but yeah,
I think it's in
Porky's-
our listeners' hearts.
I thought about it, and I thought about the other. I was trying to think of the other movie that, other than Monty Python, where he's Life of Brian, I think, is where he's being chased by the topless women on roller skates.
Yeah,
that one literally made me a man. Like that was like I was like, well, I'm into that.
Yeah,
'Cause-
I
and
wish
they-
I was chased.
And they had big asses, like, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
had on that '70s style. Because Monty Python, I'm older than you. I'm the old man.
Yeah.
But they had that old school, like shiny satin, piped with white piping. Shiny satin roller girl shorts on a big ass.
Yeah, booty shorts.
If you don't like roller derby booty shorts satin on a big ass, don't ever talk to me. if you're not into that, don't ever talk to me.
Yeah. Everybody's into that.
Everybody's into
Who's gonna say like, nah, I don't
not
like
for me.
it.
Then I'm not for you. Then don't never talk to me, because that literally was one of the greatest scenes in cinema history. But I was trying to think of the other one, and I honestly cannot come up with it. It's an action movie. It's definitely an action movie. It was definitely a Chuck Norris flick, but I don't remember which one it was. But it was Chuck, and it was boobs.
You know, now that I think about it,
Your kids aren't into karate movies?
No, well, I mean, they're anime. That's all they watch is hardcore, violent anime. There's karate in that.
Were the karate movies that my dad watched with me the anime? Like, is that like the new anime?
They don't
Because they don't do a lot of action movies. My point is, like in the 80s,
live action. They
were
don't watch
pumping
any
out-
live action at all.
Well, my point is, they were pumping out, like, you could go to the video store, you know, in the 80s and get 3 new action movies, low budget, you know, Delta Force, you know, Commando. Yeah. But there are tons of them. So what's the new action? Is there something? It's got to be anime or cartoons.
See, it's all just like everything. Everything's spread out. Because I asked Tommy the other day, I'm like, oh, do you talk anime with your friends? Because he watches anime every morning. It's bad, I think. But he wakes up, he sets his alarm, he wakes up, and he starts watching it like hour and a half
Most
of anime.
pediatricians say start your day with 3 beheadings. Just to start your day with a bowl of sugar cereal and 3 Japanese beheadings a day.
And then Crystal, she cries about it. And she's like, this is the worst. It haunts me every day.
The anime goes?
No, just the fact that he wakes up and watches TV in the morning.
Well, just tell him not to do it.
He likes it so much. Also, I can't.
Well, I like crack, but I wish somebody tell me to stop smoking it.
Well, the other problem is like, well, I don't even know how bad it is. Like waking up and watching TV is like, is this so bad that I should tell him to stop doing it? If he I don't know. So he just does it anyway.
Yeah, as long as you're talking to him about what he sees.
Yeah, well,
I don't really know if there's a problem.
It's not much. Well, I have no idea. Anyway, I don't know what he's watching, to be honest.
That's a problem, but we'll move on.
I'm cooking his breakfast, stressed out. Anyway, so I asked him, I was like, do you talk to your friends about anime? Because he's on like episode 600 of One Piece or whatever.
Oh, good for that's different. One Piece is fine.
Okay, what is that kind of thing?
It's got fighting and stuff in it, but it's not like the other one. The other one that you went to is a little aggressive.
Demon Hunters.
One Piece is great.
Yeah, One Piece. So, and then he's like, oh, my friends at school don't watch anime. I'm like, what do I watch? And he's like, oh, some watch this. It's all spread out because there's too many options. It's not like we only had Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
So
everything's diluted.
Are you watching Darkwing Duck or this or whatever the hell?
Yeah.
It's like there's only 5 options as kids. And now
we had DuckTales or nothing.
There's 200 and everybody picks what they like.
Plus the internet, I talk to some kids, they don't even watch TV. Maisie honestly is not a TV kid. She watches Dancing with the Stars now because obviously dancing, right? That's all you need. All I needed to say. Plus, she likes the pageantry of Dancing with the Stars and the live band aspect of it. And that's really cool. Other than that, I mean, most of the time would be screen. You see what I'm saying? Like, no, it's not like she's watching serialized TV or anything. She'll be on her talking to her friends just like they do.
Yeah.
I think TV time has been stolen by, like screen time or computer time or friend texting time.
There's a million different options, so you can do whatever you want. Anyway, all right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time.
It is another Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
On the couch with us, ladies and gentlemen, is Joey Mazzant.
I got the horn. What's up, guys?
So, Joey, lots of theme park news recently, lots of stuff that I've seen, even with the other theme parks that have come out. So I figured this is a great time for you to come in and we'll talk all about it.
Yep. According to the news, and after yesterday's Disneyland death, theme parks have never been more dangerous.
So what happened yesterday? I didn't even hear about this.
I don't even know the details of this. I saw it while I was on the Peloton this morning. I'm sure you know because or do you know?
My feed, it's kind of funny because you know that your phone, it hears you talking and so it follows everything you like. Nothing but theme parks. That's all I get in my feed anymore.
Gotcha.
A dude died at Haunted Mansion.
Oh, why'd you laugh at me?
I'm sorry.
That's what Seth does.
Sorry. It's an Italian
I
thing.
would have never connected you. It might be an Italian thing. Like you look, a guy died on the Haunted Man.
So
it's not funny.
I'm sorry.
Now, how was it? An older person? Is it like a heart attack? Is it unrelated to the actual ride itself? It seems like it because we've all been on Haunted Mansion. It doesn't seem like it's violent enough to actually cause a death. So it's a situation where they died of something that they probably were going to pass away of if they weren't at Disney. How does that work?
I want to explain the laugh. I'm sorry. It's because they always say there's 999 haunts, but there's always room for one more. So technically, if you died on the Haunted Mansion, did you fill the 1,000th spot? Now they're like, ooh, no.
Okay, that does make more sense.
Sorry.
Yeah,
that was a deep dive inside joke,
Well, you gotta
and I apologize.
explain.
Yeah, my
That's
God.
why it's only funny to me. I
It's
apologize.
super dark when you got to go back into Haunted Mansion lore.
Yeah. Like when you make the AIDS announcement, you have to explain why you're laughing while you're doing it.
And this was a woman, I believe, right? Like it's saying here, I think 60, a woman in her 60s, or is this incorrect?
Well, you got to preface it that nobody dies at Disneyland. Nobody dies on Disney property. They usually make it to the ambulance and they get approximately 100 yards off property before they end it.
Yeah, this was a woman. She died after riding Haunted Mansion attraction at Disneyland. The incident occurred on Monday. Let's see here.
It's just crazy. Of all the rides, it's the slowest ride on Earth.
Well,
So-
I mean, in your 60s and with bad living, I mean, I guess they could come to get you.
Or just random if you have it has nothing to do with the ride, and that's the kind of difference between this and Stardust Racers, and because all the reports after the person died on the Stardust, we were like, this does not sound like it was just a random heart attack, whatever. This person was physically injured, and everybody was questioning, is it the ride's fault? Because then you have a problem when it's actually the motion of the ride, the violence of the ride, or whatever
motion of the ocean.
Did that cause a person's death? And that's what everybody. And it seems like it didn't, or at least Universal thinks that there's no malfunction. The ride is safe because it's obviously opened back up.
Oh, they're still running with the company line. This ride is functioning as intended.
Yeah.
I think I've heard that.
And I believe them.
a billion times. I do believe them. Yeah, I absolutely do.
And I believe it's safe.
Yeah, I do believe them. This is such an unfortunate situation, at least the one that happened at Epic Universe here with Stardust Racers. Plus, it's also hard for me to villainize the ride. It's called Stardust Racers. That's such a positive and light name.
It's brilliant. It's got a flux capacitor on the back of it. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
That was
like
how
a
they tied it
little
into Back to the
Easter egg.
Future. I
Yeah,
love that.
That was the Easter egg.
The ride is a blast. It's amazing. It is a shame that happened, but I mean, this is what you want. If you want a roller coaster that when you get off it, you go, wow, that rocked my world. It's going to rock your world a little bit. So,
What would you say what do you guys think when the family says of this particular gentleman who passed away, and it's super sad, when they say that, well, hey, the fact that you reopened it is
hurting our case.
It's
really
hurting
bad.
our case. Yeah, we're not able to gather the data that we need to show our side of things, You're only showing your side of things, and you're reopening it because business is business. But hey, what about us? What are we supposed to do? We're trying to, make all these rides safer for everybody else. This is their line, so it doesn't happen to somebody else. This is kind of what they're saying, right?
Yeah, I would assume that Universal does not want this to happen to anybody else, and if it did, they would be in a lot of financial jeopardy if this happened again to a person. So I would think that they did their due diligence to determine that the ride was not unsafe, and then that's the reason why it's still operating right now.
And the problem, and here's the
I don't know.
problem, right? The problem is that we all know that this particular gentleman was in a wheelchair and had a spinal injury, and we don't know as the public, and we're really good at jumping to conclusions and yelling at each other in the internet, we look at this and everybody wants to go like, well, hey, obviously the guy wasn't strong enough to be on the ride and he shouldn't have been on there, right? There's a huge group of people, I think, that when they see this guy, you just do the math and you're like, oh, well, you shouldn't have been on there, man.
Yeah.
I think that is the common thing that, so then when you hear, well, no, this ride, it was the ride that did it, it was the ride that did it. I mean, obviously the truth is somewhere in the middle, and they're going to get to that, I guess, eventually. Well, will they? I don't know.
Well,
who knows?
There will be a lawsuit in a court case.
Oh, yeah.
And it will be settled at a court. That's what because they will look at it and be like, I do not want this to go to a jury. I do not want this. So, and they will settle out of, I mean, I can't see any other way around it. They're going to settle, and this whole thing will be nothing in the future, and it'll cost Universal lots of money, and they'll look at it and be like, well, here's X amount of millions, and we'll settle it because we don't want to go through a lengthy court case. It's going to cost X amount in attorney fees and all this stuff. And then what if with some small chance it does go to a jury, and the jury, they look at giant. It usually goes against giant corporations.
It typically does.
Like giant corporations do not want lawsuits going to a jury. We all know that. That's why they settle so much, because it's cost effective to do that, and that's probably what will happen.
Why do we as a society hate successful companies so much? I don't care who you are, what you do.
They
If you're
normally don't treat people
we hate
well.
successful companies. We hate successful people. I made a joke on last Friday's show, like about the elephants that charged these canoe safari in Africa, and then was like pushing a lady down into the water. Every comment was like, "Those rich people deserve it. Screw those rich people." All the comments were like how much they deserved it, and it was like villainizing rich people. Now, I'm not for rich people, but I don't say like all rich people should be. And here's the thing: some people think I'm rich. It's all subjective.
Yeah. You can't
Rich
blanket
is subjective.
anything. Hang on.
People think Joey's rich. He's not.
Oh.
But some depending on your situation in life, everybody saying the word rich is completely subjective.
Well, typically though, it means we hate you.
It
I
does
mean, it
come
has
with a
come
negative.
to that. Yeah, that's the connotation. Is you don't, and ultra poor and rich, we hate you.
Yeah.
Ultra. I'm talking ultra poor. Gross. I'm talking gross. If you're gross poor.
A good segue if we want to talk about the raise in the price of tickets. Speaking of ultra poor,
EJ brought this up. He said for me to mention it to you 100%. He didn't give me the number, but he seemed a bit shocked. So tell me what's going on with these park prices.
all right, so we got to back it up. Think back to, I mean, we're all pretty much the same age. Think back to like the right.
I can't let you do that. I'm the oldest.
No, you're not. You're
I'll
only
buy
2
a
years
lot.
older than me.
I'm 49, but Tom likes to think of himself as being younger. I'm trying to cheer him up a little bit. You know what? I'm gonna take I'm old man. I'm taking this one. I'm old man.
I'm in a completely different category. I'm in the millennial category here.
Yeah.
This
guy's Riz crazy.
Gen X.
Yeah, he's Riz crazy, and I'm not. And I'm like making copy.
Oh, it's a great reference. But so what happened is it was
7.
6, 7. Still get that brain rot crap. But, so it was a rite of passage. 80s, 90s. If your dad had a good month at work or a good year at work, you got to take that big trip to Disney World. You flew to Orlando, Florida, and you came down. You stayed off property because you were broke, or if you were lucky enough to stay at the Polynesian because that was what he won for selling the most cars or the most houses or the most blenders, and that was a big thing. And now the lower class has always been kind of priced out of Disney. Let's be honest. I mean, we talk about how much things cost. I'm going to get all the hate. I'm looking at the thing right now from people talking about Disney's not that expensive. If you do it this way, it's like, look, Emma.
They're laughing because we just said, why do people hate corporations? And then we're like, knock, knock, Disney's raising prices. It's like, well, that's why.
I get it.
Why.
I'm not going to take a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a bottle of water to Disney. If I'm going to Disney, I'm going to get the $60 steak, and y'all can kiss my.
No,
anyway,
man, not me. I had to. Man, I'm with.
But it's
pack
like
a lunch.
It's like hating hippos because they do that move where they waggle their tail.
No, that makes me like them. That makes me like
them.
them.
No, but I'm saying, but that's what hippos do.
Yes.
This is what corporations do. They
just expect it. Don't hate it.
Their whole being is to make as much money as possible. That's what a corporation
That's what it's
is
set up
there
to do.
for.
Sure.
And it's not for charity. It's not to give people the best prices because they care about people, they care about the bottom line. And
exactly.
That's it.
And that's what happened. So at least the middle class knew that as the middle class, you know what? We might not get to go to Disney every year, but maybe we'll go every 3 years or every 5 years. Disney is so expensive now that if you want to have a good time, this is me talking to every Disney adult out there. If you don't buy a lightning lane, you're not going to have fun. I don't care who you are, and if you disagree with me, you're wrong, because I go more than you. If you don't buy the lightning lane, it's not fun. You can't stand in line.
That's a bold statement.
It's true, man. This is what I do. If you're going to wait in line outside in 103-degree weather for 3 hours to get on a ride that's a minute and 15 seconds long, you can do the math. It doesn't equal. It's you know.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you're
because
saying-
you're just going there to wait in line.
Exactly.
Because if the majority of your time is just waiting in a line of humanity, then unless you like that, unless you're like, I love waiting in line, and then it may be good for you. But if you want,
Very rare to find people.
That's
that love
some
waiting in
that's
line.
some brainwashed BS if they say that. If anybody says, I enjoy waiting in line because I like the backstory, you're so full of
And they
S.
tried the cues. They tried to make them interactive and this, that, and the other thing, and it's still not. You know,
No.
it's not.
what's the prices now?
I
And
believe.
it's peak days only, right? 'Cause
Well,
the chat room's saying it's peak days only, but
the chat room knows more than me. I will give them that. I'm only on my first beer, so it takes me about 6 to get normal.
yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine.
Hold on,
oh my
listen,
God!
yeah,
you
yeah,
want me
yeah.
to pause so you can slam some beers?
No, I can do
we
it while
can
I
do
talk.
that. We're that kind of show.
I'll do it in between.
Joey
breaths.
is an uninformed alcoholic.
Hey,
yeah,
calm
leave him
down.
alone.
I put the fun in funcking
He's a
alcoholism.
Disneyaholic. Is that what we're calling the show now?
He does go to Disney a lot, but
Yeah.
he just doesn't know, and he needs a couple of beers.
he hasn't been there in a minute because the drinking's taking up a lot of his time.
So I just saw a story, Joey, and
All right.
now I'm even starting to question if this story is reality or if this is put out by the parks for extra
Oh,
free
so now
marketing.
you're at where I'm at, where nothing is real?
Yeah.
Because I'm 100% nothing is real, and everything that somebody says, oh, did you hear somebody said this? I was like, well,
Lie.
I don't know if I believe that.
I saw a Facebook story that came out, and I forgot what news reported it, but it said Disney's attendance is at an all-time low.
Correct.
It's the lowest it's been in a
Yep.
lot of years, and they described it as a ghost town. They're like, some people even described it as, quote, a ghost town. And when I saw that, I was like, that doesn't seem like it's even possible. I don't think, like, and you can tell me, Joey, you go there. I've been to Disney a handful of times only, but I don't think.
Fox News did describe it as a ghost town. I have the quote.
Can you go to Disney and look around and be like, it's a ghost town in here? That doesn't seem possible.
Here's the one that's worse. It says, I'm at Magic Kingdom right now, and this place is a tomb.
Yeah.
Well, that would be good, though. Don't you want the park to yourself? And I'm like, no way. Have you ever been to a park, any Disney property, and you looked around and be like, man, there's a ghost town?
100%.
Really?
Only one time. Only one time. Animal Kingdom, it was raining. Double Bar, is that the name?
Dollar Bar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Tom and Jones.
Yeah,
went there.
I'm at
Yeah,
the
dude.
Double Bar with Andrea, and everybody started leaving. We decided to ride it out. We rode it out in the rain. There was nobody there, but there were people there, so it's not like true ghost town. So I can't go full ghost.
Yeah. Hey, but
Sort
once
of
you're like,
ghost.
yes, this is what I want.
I loved
Yeah.
it. I loved it. Absolutely
You're,
loved it.
you're a numbers guy. Think about this. If a park holds 103,000 people and it's uncomfortable at 80, it's doable at 55. Imagine being 18,000 people in that park.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Right?
Like you would say to yourself, I
pretty
hit the
good.
lottery because now I can not wait in long lines.
Here's
Everything's
another
available.
quote. There's literally nobody here. There is no wait time for anything, somebody said. They said Space Mountain is a walk-on. Haunted Mansion is a walk-on.
Yep.
Pirates of Caribbean is a walk-on. The longest I've ever seen for a wait time today is 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
This
I
week-
go now. I hate
bad.
the people.
You could knock it out in 2 hours, dude. Like literally.
Quit telling people this. We need to keep this going.
Here's the segue. I've been dying to talk to you about this. Thank you for that. This is why people hate these bloggers and vloggers. They ruin it for the locals that know what's going on. Go back in time to when the Magic Kingdom, all of the hotels at Christmas, they would set up these gorgeous gingerbread displays, and you and your boys, you would say, you know what? I'm going to take the boys. We're going to go park at the Grand Floridian. We're going to go have a gingerbread man. We're going to do the monorail crawl. Me and my wife are going to
Cup of
shotgun a few
cocoa.
drinks.
Yeah,
It was a good time.
Yeah, I've done it a couple times with the kid.
And then all of a sudden, some new kid moves to Orlando and goes, I'm going to be a famous blogger. And he hops in and goes, hey guys, this is Tom, Steve. I love stuff 316, hashtag emoji face. You're never going to believe this. If you go to the Grand Floridian and say you're only here to see the gingerbread house, they let you park for free. I just saved $30. secrets. Done. Now you can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
Bloggers
no more
ruin it for
secrets.
Yeah, but
everybody.
Tracy said 4 years ago you said that exact thing on our show, so you're a blogger, so you're part of the problem.
No,
That's what
I'm
Tracy just said.
you know, Tracy, it's not,
Have you
you're
seen the
lucky you're
numbers?
cooler than me.
Tracy's spicy today,
I
too.
know
The
she
sales
is.
department at T&D Media today is spiced up.
Yeah. And this
Get
shows
him, Tracy.
this show is like talking to a large conference room of people.
Yeah.
We're not talking to
Yeah.
millions like a blogger gets.
No.
Blogger.
But it was so this
I don't
and
know.
this is
I
what
don't get millions.
I don't know.
this
nothing.
guy ruined it for California. Out in California, you could go to their Star Wars land is actually in Disneyland. And what they would do is you would go to Oga's Cantina, which you've been to. It's a really cool thing to do.
He
but
doesn't remember the names.
Sorry about
I remember
you,
that. I was like,
you
let's get
crazy
the hell-
Star Wars bar with crappy table that you sat
I'm
at.
standing, and I'm like, is
that
this
the-
when we're standing?
Is that the bar that everybody takes a picture in, and there's like what it looks like a chessboard table?
Yeah, that's actually in the ride. That's in Smuggler's Run, but they used to have.
What
it
is
in
the chessboard table? What is that?
Dejeric.
What is a dejeric?
It's weird, nerdy chess, which is already kind of nerdy, which is weird.
I'll look it up.
But back to the attendance, Joey.
Okay.
So why is their attendance so low? Is it because the prices?
It's because the economy has taken a solid deuce.
Okay, it's the economy.
Whenever things get weird, the first thing you cut is unnecessary expenditure, and that's always going to be a family vacation.
Okay.
It's not just Orlando, Florida. As much as we want to be like Disney, blah, 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 it's not just Disney. If you look at the numbers in Las Vegas, oh my gosh. I've been getting calls from my casino rep out there. He's like, if you come out here, I will give you free tickets every night to any show you want. I will give you free hotel room. We'll give you $300 in meal vouchers a day. Like, they are desperate for people to go anywhere.
Well, take your good friends Tom and Dan.
Well, hold on. Maybe this is the best time to do the Tom and Dan go to Vegas.
I've been wanting to do
because
that.
they give us the best deals.
Destination.
Dude, I can get the whole thing sponsored. It's hilarious.
That's not hilarious. It's awesome. Yeah, let's do it.
so-
we'll talk later.
Okay, so what happened is the cool thing to do for Oga's Cantina, it closes at 10 o'clock with the park. But they take reservations up until 9:45. Again, a local thing, what you do is if you wanted these cool pictures, you would book 9:45, knowing you're guaranteed 45 minutes. You're in the park 30 minutes after it closes. You basically get a free photo shoot that you'd have to pay $1 million for because there's nobody in the park but you and the other degenerates that are
that's
there.
clever, dude. That one's really good, Joey.
Until a blogger did it. Now you can't get reservations at Oga's anymore. In California, they canceled the reservations. They said, walk up only. Sorry, kids. Y'all are ruining it for us, man.
Yeah.
Can y'all just shut the H up?
Tom has been saying this about boating spots for a very long time. You found a boating spot you had found a boating spot. This is one of the last times you took. Remember when you pulled up on that beach and we all jumped out, but it wasn't, and the guy hit your boat?
Yeah.
On that trip. Okay, we were going to a spot that you had found.
Yeah.
But when we got there, Crystal was like, well, I don't know what's happening. There's like, oh, look at all these people. Like, and apparently it had made the internet, right?
Well, there's
and
no
it
secrets.
ruined your spot.
Yeah.
So we had to go someplace else.
Gamblers complain about this all the time because someone will find an edge and then put it out there, and then the edge is gone, and then everybody be like, "Why'd you put it out there? We're all making money off this. You ruined it, you fool!"
They did that down, and there used to be a game at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tampa called it was Saigon 5. And it
I don't think you're supposed to say that.
it was.
I watched those videos, the Saigon 5. That's where they bully the nerdy bodega owner, and they sit on his face.
It was a cross of Pai Gow and Baccarat, and the problem was it was so hard to teach people that the dealers always thought they lost, so they just kept giving people the money. And I sat at the table, and we're playing, and a guy he had the same nervous tics I do, and he would call the numbers, and I'm like, bro, you need to shut up. And he's like 7, 8. I'm like, bro, shut up.
Oh my God, it's like battling Rain Man.
Yes. I was like, dude. It was. I'm just like,
definitely. Kmart. Underwear, breathe.
Oh, toothpicks.
and it's just
Boom, and then they blow up, both die.
we're sitting there at the table. It's like, dude, they're losing every hand because the dealer doesn't know how to play the game. And he's like, I just, and I'm like, cash out. I'm going. Cash out. I'm good. Thanks.
I like when two special needs people bully each other. I'm joking.
No, it's funny because it's true.
Two autistic gamblers bullying each other in Vegas. So I would watch that show.
So Joey, okay, let's move on to another topic that we talked about at the Just Call Mo Comedy Jam that I find fascinating.
Yes, sir.
Because I can't figure it out. So, tell me about the guy that buys all of the theme park attractions.
Sorry, I just want you to go look at Joe and be, explain trans people to me.
What?
Pronouns.
What am I supposed to say?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I wanted something very simple, like my grandpa asking, hey, can you mirror for a second? What is Riz? I'm sorry.
Can you or can't you choose to be gay?
No one knows, Grandpa. No one knows.
Anyway, so there's a person that is able to purchase discontinued theme park rides and then sell the pieces of theme park rides to the general public.
Correct.
And so tell me about this person and how are they able to do it? It's so, for instance, a recent ride that shut down. Give us one.
The Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket.
Yeah, that was the one that I was yelling at Joey about because I, for whatever reason, I'm the type of person, I'm never going to buy any of these things, and I don't need any of these things. But when anything large that was nostalgic goes up for sale, I am attracted to these things. Seats for old stadiums, Yankee stadiums, one of those big Bob's Big Boys that was out in front of a restaurant. I want all of this garbage. I look at all of it. I'm like, I want all of it. I don't know if that's just the little boy in me, but like you can buy the car, dude, the chairs from the Rip Ride Rocket roller coaster and actually make it your dining room table if you wanted to.
Yeah. And so who is the guy that buys this stuff and why is he the only person that can do it?
So what used to happen, and I am that guy that buys that stuff. I'm that dude that spent that money that buys that junk that you're never going to use, but I absolutely love it. I am.
Well, no, I know that and I know the theme park people want this for nostalgia. They want the memorabilia, but I'm not saying I know that. But if there's one guy that's able to purchase,
that's him right there. I've got him up on the screen. You can see this at YouTube.
That's
.com / at Tom and Dan Live. This is all the stuff they have for sale at the Antique Mall, and so
it's down by the mall. Exit. Not Davenport. It's a little bit further down. Lakeland.
Yeah.
It's in Lakeland.
Yeah, it's in Lakeland. You're right. But they have all the props from Rip Ride Rocket, and you can see it up on the screen here. Like they've got all the seats, all the signage.
It's so good. What they used to do, so my favorite store, I used to love going there. It was inside Universal Studios. You walk into Universal, you hang that right. You walk past the media center where all the radio stations do their bit. You go a little bit further down, and on the left-hand side is Mel's Dine-In. Right in front of it on the left-hand side, it was called something of Hollywood, Traditions of Hollywood or something. It was a store
Not Fredericks of Hollywood.
That's
where you go to get a crotchless panty set.
And so what would happen is you'd go in that store, and anytime Universal was refurbishing something, they would put the stuff in there for sale. They're like, we don't want this. When they redid that video game section, all the video games were for sale. When they tore down Jaws, all the sharks were in there. When they tore down Terminator, the guns were in there. The robots were in there. It was my favorite store. It was all high-ticket items. I bought the orange Simpsons couch from that store that used to be outside the ride.
So that's where you got it.
Yeah.
Because one of the first times I met Joey, just in random, because, Joey's a Joey, and he
Random
leans
as
over to
hell.
me, and he's like, I own the Simpsons couch.
So
The real one.
They used
Crazy, dude.
Yeah.
So that I understand. They used to sell the stuff themselves.
Right.
But they now have ceased to do that.
So imagine it takes you, let's say that couch, the Simpsons couch, cost $4,000 to put together because of fiberglass and licensing and blah, blah, blah,
the
blah.
initial cost.
So then let's say they sold it to me for $2,000. They're not making any money. They're just getting a tax write-off.
Yeah.
There comes a point where you're like, look, if this store is only open for a tax write-off, let's just chunk it all, give it to some dude, let him figure it out, and we'll just be done with it. It's not worth us having to have a storefront where we could actually put something that makes money.
It kind of sounds like you. Like it's a cutting cost efficiency move, right?
So
it's like, this is not worth our time.
So they realize that it's better and it's cheaper to just sell it all in bulk to one person.
Less headache, dude, because you don't have to employ people to sell it.
Well, think about this. If I have a pair of shoes that I want to put on Facebook Marketplace for $20, or I throw them in the garbage because I don't want some degenerate in my house trying to get my shoes for $10, screw it. I'll throw them in the garbage. It's just not worth my time. And that's what happened with Universal. They're like, look, it's not worth our time. So
and they're still getting money. That's the thing, is they're still getting compensation.
Yeah.
And it could be, you were kind of telling me that that in order to receive these items, that the person buying them may actually pay a little bit more of a higher premium because you're getting them all.
Yes.
Instead of, you're getting access.
Yeah, and it's one transaction and that's it. They're done with it. But so how did they even choose? Because here's the thing. It's not like they put it in an auction like who wants to buy all this stuff and whoever pays us the most gets it. It's just this one guy. And who is this guy?
It's no different than anything else we see in Orlando, Florida. It is literally, go back to the early 60s, and some dude from California says, hey, you got a bunch of swampland. I'll give you 18 cents an acre. And we said, well, I'm not doing nothing with it. I don't want this crap. Yeah, take it. That became Disney World. That was this guy. He goes, hey, if you're just going to throw all that crap away and recycle it and have it chunked into metal, and I mean, if you're just going to throw it away anyway, I'll take it off your hands. What the?
All right.
So he was just right place, right time.
Bingo.
Or maybe he knew someone inside, a
That's what I
friend.
Of course
a
he
friend,
did. They
friend
played
of
golf
executive.
together,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know.
So now this guy buys all of the old theme park rides and then pieces it out and sells it personally.
Yeah.
So where could you? And then when you told me, they're like, oh, you can't see it online. You have to go to this guy's place.
Yeah, they
and
don't
then,
list it all.
And then go and pick it out what you want, and then the prices are there. And then that's what I was like, really? This is bizarre. Like, why not put it all online and have the open market of the world bid on it? Because someone in Europe may want some sign because it's nostalgic to them. And
like they went to Rip Ride Rockit one time with their family. It was their greatest, vacation they ever took was to Orlando. It meant a lot to them, so they want one of those cars, and they will pay an upwards of $100,000 for one.
Yeah, putting it to the open market of the world, which is the internet, is the most. The best chance to make the most money.
And we are talking about the Lakeland Antique Mall. If
Correct.
anybody is interested
Okay,
and you
and
want to go
It's
there.
really cool.
And it's
Yeah,
called
it is a great place.
The Lakeland Antique Mall, and that's where all this stuff is being sold.
One word, Deezerland. Think about it. If you go to this dude's place, imagine this mall is already huge. Imagine if he makes it about 40% bigger. And he says, you can buy this stuff, but it's $10 to get in. Now it becomes a museum.
Okay, so
See where we're going?
So-
I'm just saying I might know a guy. Give it a year.
Interesting.
He wants actually physical humans to show up and browse through all this stuff. But no one this is the first time I ever even heard about it.
Exactly.
So he's not advertising it out there.
But
No
I
one-
knew about it just from knowing more, probably for knowing more theme park people than you. It wasn't, the Rip Ride wasn't the first time I heard of it. The first one I heard of it,
My favorite one, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
it may have been Mr. Toad's.
I wanted that. I want that car so bad. He wants about $10,000 for it. I'm thinking about pulling the trigger.
I
want
don't
it
think
so
that's
bad.
enough.
I don't either.
$10,000. I could get enough listeners to buy that stupid
Right.
car and flip it for more.
That's my next tattoo. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is my favorite.
Well, you got to
ride.
buy the
10
car. Get
grand.
the car. Don't get the tattoo.
10 grand's a lot. For
It is,
some-
but you don't think it's worth more than $10,000 a car for Mr. Toad's Wild Ride? I do.
And think about it. You put a little two-stroke engine in it. You could actually drive it around like a golf cart.
There's
oh,
so
you
many
do.
Disney people that are crazy
Yeah.
about that ride.
Well, that's the thing.
Or do they just say they're crazy about it?
No, it's you
I don't
go to
think
hell.
they know it's for sale. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, if you don't know it's for sale and no one knows these things are even out there, then to me, you're leaving money on the table. But maybe he's got a grand plan, or maybe he's crazy. Now,
Could be
ex-
both.
Both. A little column A, little column
could
B.
be both.
explain to me what this place looks like, and
I'll post some photos of it for you.
Is it look like all the stuff is just everywhere and it's like some kind of warehouse type of thing?
It
or-
looks like a what would you call it? A flea market you find on 192.
Okay, so it's just laid out. All this stuff is laid out. Is there price tags on each individual item, or do you have to negotiate with
some
them?
of them are big cartoon price tags, like
okay.
big pieces, almost like a sheet of paper. But for the most part, it's like it's very kick the tires. It's very like, hey, I see you got a sign from the 1987 redo of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. What are we talking? He's like, well, just so you know. And that's like, look, dude, it's
Look
just
at this here. Look at all this trash. It's just trash.
Okay.
it is the
Look at that.
it is the nerdiest mecca
That's
I've ever
some
seen in my life.
furniture from a Disney resort, and then you can
Oh,
see
yeah.
like a Disney flag in the background. There's some lamps from a Disney hotel with the big novelty.
Random Happy New Year sign from
Yeah.
a float that was in a parade.
A giant, and let's go through here.
So it's crazy that just
Oh,
one.
we got to go to this place, dude.
Look, dude, if you guys want to do a to-go show, let me
It's
know.
just so far away, but I do want to go to this.
Yeah,
It's about a
Oh,
40-minute
pirate
drive.
bed. Look at the pirate bed.
and this is
That's a
all
dope-ass
from theme
bed.
parks.
Yep, it's all from theme parks, hotels that are on theme parks. There's some
What
water
is
park
that?
stuff.
Look at that. That's a giant
Like cartoon alligator.
You need this cartoon alligator for your
I do.
next to your palm trees. Tom.
Oh man, you got to pull the trigger.
Your
That's
sons
phenomenal.
would love that.
So what's crazy?
Oh, look at this! It's a damn. Is that Pirates of the Caribbean? What is that? That's a cart from. That's a famous cart for a ride. Is that a pirate cart? No, that's something.
It's got the logo on the front from. Somebody in the chat room help us out. It's an obvious logo.
Anyway, that's wild, man. Very, very cool.
So this is the first time I ever heard of this, and I guess within the circles of theme park people, they know about it. But you go to this Lakeland Antique Mall and you buy memorabilia from theme parks. So one guy buys it.
The Maelstrom.
Oh my gosh,
That's what it was.
No kidding.
It's a boat
Thank
from
you.
the Maelstrom. That's
Maelstrom. What's that?
You don't remember the Maelstrom? That was the Frozen ride before the Frozen ride was the Frozen ride.
Yeah, that was the ride. People were crying when that thing shut down. That was an Epcot ride. You might be able to get your 10K for that.
Over the falls.
Yeah,
That
if
thing.
you find some rich guy that really loved Epcot, that's crazy that they have that stuff, man.
So we need to interview the guy that owns.
I think we
this.
could do that. I think that's an easy get because, why wouldn't he talk to us? Especially he wants to sell this stuff.
And why isn't this stuff on eBay or why is it on auction sites? It's and I know you're like, hey, he wants people in here because maybe he wants to drive traffic. But I'm like, man, my God, if you put any of this stuff up on the internet, it feels like you can make 10 times what you're making in person.
Have we thought, though, there is a whole series on Disney Plus about people who are collectors of this stuff. Maybe he's just a fun old collector who's like, I buy stuff and then I mark it up, and if I make a profit, I just go buy more stuff. He might just be a grade A, next level $1 billion hoarder.
So he gets enjoyment out of owning this stuff, and he will sell it at the right price.
Yeah.
But for the most part, because if he put it all up on the internet, if he hired a couple employees and put this all on the internet, it all could be gone in a month, and then next thing you know, he doesn't have a collection anymore.
So in a weird way,
he could sell it all and make $1 million, but then he doesn't want that. There's something about walking into his collection of oddities
Let me
that
give
he
you
likes.
an analogy.
It's weird.
Does this analogy sort of work? It's almost like he's stretching out his bankroll of life. He does want to sell this stuff, and the goal is to get to the end of life by selling all of this stuff. But if he can stretch that out for a long time and enjoy the ride a little bit too, pun intended, he's selling a little bit and acquiring a little bit. You don't want to go too fast. I got a life to live here. Is that what he's doing? Is he stretching it out because he does enjoy it?
I'm kind of doing that with my comic book collection. I have the first appearance of the Punisher. It's worth a couple $1,000s.
Yeah.
I have very rare comics, and I'm just sitting on them. And if somebody came up to me and was like, hey, I'll give you X amount of dollars for that, I'd be like, you know what? I had a good time with these. I'm going to take that money and I'm going to go buy more and keep renew, reuse, recycle. I mean, I get it.
So you're not in a hurry to sell them, but so this is basically the epitome of not being in a hurry. If you just put all the junk in some warehouse and you're like, hey, come by if you want to buy it, but you're not advertising it to the world, and you're not because if you did, all your stuff would be sold and then you'd have no junk.
It helps his other vendors too, because he's not the only vendor there. So if he's making money off of having other vendors, I saw this part of his business too. He has other vendors that are there, and he's like, if you're interested in becoming a vendor, sign up, right? And you pay a little bit of a premium.
Draw.
But if he's the main draw, he's helping the other vendors, by having people drop by.
And that helps rent and stuff. Yeah.
And helps
I
more
just want to
people-
talk to him and be like, because at first glance, I'm
What if
like,
he sounds exactly like you?
I'll definitely hate him. I hate myself.
No.
Anybody like me.
It's somebody offered to buy the Simpsons couch off me one time. It was a joke, and I was like, no, I kind of like it. And then I thought about it, and then COVID happened. And I sold a bunch of my collectible stuff because, money got tight.
Give us some other stuff maybe you had that we would know. Give us some of your other prop stuff.
Let's see. I had one of the guns from the Terminator.
That's pretty... See, I don't know, man. That's pretty badass.
It was taller than I am. I mean, I'm only 5'7", but it was taller than I am.
But it was meant for one of the machines.
Yeah, the Terminators would shoot it in the ride. I had one of the cows from her Twister.
Oh, one of the ones that would fly by?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you all got it from this guy?
No, I got it from the store that used to be in Universal Studios.
Okay.
Yeah, before they started doing it.
I got a couple of antique cash registers and things like that. I'm Cadillac Pat Light. I want to get to his point, but I'm not there yet.
Interesting.
Well, he's not married yet. We'll see how that fleshes out. You know what I mean? There's still a lot of time in that.
And so this guy's got the rights. Oh, I guess the rights are. I don't know if there's any sort of contractual thing with Disney, but he also has Universal stuff. Or
I think it's just a convenience thing. I think he showed up and said, "I have a check. Give me a number to put on the check, and I'll take your crap." And they said, "All right."
Like the water parks too, and
yeah.
everything.
I actually almost bought from when they first did the little redo of Volcano Bay over at Cabana Bay.
Yeah.
They had the palm trees with the blue neon lights.
Oh yeah.
I almost bought one of those. They were only $200, and I went to get one. And by the time I got there, they were all sold out. I was like, oh crap!
I will
want
say this: there are a lot of little incidental things, and I've been told before. Mike Aiello's tipped me off to this. I think maybe Summer sent it to me one time.
they're the coolest.
But there are little items that they have for sale. So if you do know somebody that's really into theme parks, you can legit blow their mind for Christmas by going there and spending a couple $100 and buying something that will legitimately make them freak out.
Not even a couple hundred. I actually, when they closed the Shrek ride, they sold the green 3D glasses for $5 a pair.
Yeah.
So I bought 5 pair, and
Why
I just
not?
gave them to relatives that really liked Shrek, and they thought it was the coolest thing on earth.
Yeah, it is cool. You can imagine if you're a huge fan of Universal to have just the restroom sign from Rip Ride on your man cave restroom.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool.
It's huge. And they're not as expensive as you'd think.
No,
Most
they're
of those,
not.
I have a sign on the door to my studio where I do all my YouTubing from, and it's this part of the park is closed for future refurbishment with the Universal logo on it. It was $25.
Yeah, it's cool.
It just, people love it. They see it and they're like, that's amazing.
Because it's real. Yeah, I like that stuff.
So this made me think, what do they do with all the stuff in a Halloween Horror Nights house that gets discontinued? Because that's a lot of memorabilia, and if they're never going to come back with it, does this guy get it, or do they sell that stuff themselves?
I'm going to need help from the chat room for the official number, but I think I'm a good friend of mine is on the team at Universal that actually makes the props and things.
Yeah.
If this is correct, I was told that the Five Nights at Freddy house that's at Halloween Horror Nights this year, those animatronics cost between $3.6 and $3.8 million to make. They will not be getting rid of those. They're going to be using those in the future.
Yeah, just
Of course,
reskin
yeah.
them,
There is a
yeah.
giant warehouse behind property where they do like Dave's School and all that, and that's just a giant storage unit for the HHN stuff. 'Cause
We've been there
Okay.
in some of the warehouses when we did the walkthroughs back with the Halloween Horror Nights.
we were lucky enough to see them building. I'll never forget this. It's my coolest Universal moment. You and I got to see them building the wolf heads that would come
yeah.
through the walls.
That's rad.
And the crate, and they had I want to say they were building 12 of them or something. And we got to. There were
It was
12.
like American Werewolf from Paris one year. or
Yeah,
something,
and,
right?
and they were sewing them by hand, and we're walking in, and they're like, "Come over here, come over here. What are you guys doing?" And they're building them by hand, and they just had music on. They're just sitting there hand sewing werewolves.
So I
dude.
understand the animatronics, but like all the other decorations, it feels like you could sell. Like they make some sign for some house that's popular. You know, it's like you could sell all that stuff, or at least sell it to this guy, and he could sell it to the public.
They do sell some of it. You'll see like the year that it was kind of 80s themed and Stranger Things, and they had those random video or arcade cabinets that you would walk up to and take your picture with.
Yep.
They sold those. But like Jason, we're up to like Jason 37. They're going to reuse it. Friday the 13th, reuse it. Ghostface, reuse it.
Yeah.
Fisherman's Wharf has become other versions of Fisherman's Wharf. So they do
So
reuse
they're all
a-
recycling it,
Yeah,
essentially. Okay.
So it's with that stuff. It's like, well, we could take a tax write-off, or we could just not spend $8 billion rebuilding this crap in 7
Yeah,
years.
okay, all right.
It also
Yeah.
needs to be hyper specific. Like if you look at Rip Ride, it's so specifically
Yeah.
Rip Ride. Whereas Werewolf, well, we're probably gonna have another werewolf.
Of course.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so we might want to stash those things. Plus, seeing those people hand make that stuff, it would be. You can't even put a price tag on it. It's like a one of one.
To put a price tag on it, if you want to do something amazing, because we still have a month of Halloween Horror Nights left for people that are out of town, something amazing to
Did
do.
you change that? Did you not say HHN because you thought Tom was going to punch you in the face?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm afraid of how strong he's become. He
No,
is-
because you went HHN. You were like Halloween Horror Nights, like you were scared.
If you're scared at all of Halloween Horror Nights, but you got kids who are into haunted houses and think it's cool, you go during the daytime. You got to book it up because it's filling up. It's called Unmasking the Fear. They take you into 6 of the 10 haunted houses during the daytime, and you walk through the haunted house like you would at night, but the lights are on. And they're like, so this is Terrifier, and right over here is where he's skinning a woman, and you go around here on the bend. This is where he's murdering a person. Like, they show you where it's really cool to see.
Well, that when they started announcing that, I'm like, this is brilliant. And also it made me think of like when we started doing podcasts with them back in the day. Like we were the first podcast to ever walk through a house
With the lights on.
With the lights on.
Nobody had
and
ever done that.
Yeah, no one ever done that. And then I was like,
Now we'll never do it again.
yeah, of course. But I was like, I bet you someone. I'm like, what if someone heard that in sales? Because I could imagine be like, hey, we should sell this because people will buy these tours like to walk through these houses.
Andrea's
they're
friend,
they're just sitting there. They're not doing anything. It's like, let's charge people to come walk through these houses, and they started doing it.
Our buddy Lorelai does it every single year. We love her so much, but she loves horror, but not really haunted houses. So she wants to go through other houses, so she just books the tour.
I do know that there's a Tom and Dan magnet on a refrigerator in one of those rooms.
Yeah, we got a stop sign. I think maybe this year too. There's
Nice.
We got a little Easter. We always have a few Easter eggs in the houses.
To tie it together, this goes back to 20. I love this. I've been in Florida longer than Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I moved here when I was 21 and I'm 43, so I'm as Floridian as it's going to get at this point. But the year I moved down here, my buddy Dustin goes, "Hey man, have you ever been to Halloween Horror Nights?" And I said, "What's that?" He goes, "They turn the entire haunted house, or the entire park into a haunted house." Sounds amazing. He goes, "Here's the deal. We have to get there at 5 o'clock. We have to book a reservation. We have to go to Finnegan's. We sit down, and then they close the park. Then they give us a wristband. We stay in here. They open it up early, and there's like 40 people in here that know the secret. And then you get to go out and get to be in the park first." Now they sell it.
Yeah.
For $29.95, you can stay and scream early, and it's like, Maron, this
I did that. I think I did that with Mike Aiello one time. I think I came in and sat, and we ate, and then they opened it back up. We went back out,
and now they're like, well, apparently there's 8,000 people that also want to do this. Let's sell the ticket. I'm like,
and please refrain yourself from saying Italian racial slurs.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, be careful. I don't know where that lands. I thought it was on The Sopranos.
Sorry.
All right, so we got a couple of minutes left.
Okay.
Anything else you want to put out there?
Any more
Joey?
racial slurs? Yeah, we have time for 2-3 more.
The funny thing is, so just want to say thanks for letting me come hang out here. Thank
This
you
will be
to
the last time because of the racial slurs.
I believe it. Cancel culture.
I'm joking.
Huge
thanks.
thanks.
He funneled 3 beers and went crazy on the couch.
Thanks to I had a blast with you guys at the Mo Comedy Jam.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that
I
was
want to
super
say thank
fun.
you so much. I appreciate all but you guys. Ross Pageant was out there. Tracy Claus
But
came
mainly
out.
us, right?
Of course,
Oh,
my heroes.
Just to make sure.
Can I? If Tom will give me a hug, but I don't.
He
see it.
not
want a
today.
hug
Not
from
today.
me.
He'll not.
No,
maybe another day.
I cursed that I'm in Italian. I lost my.
It's like hugging a parking meter.
Putting your arm around a cold parking meter.
But so it's Halloween Horror Nights has been a blast this year. Mickey's
Favorite house.
Favorite house. This is going to be a bad one. I really love the house that everybody hates, the doll one. It's literally they took Sid from Toy Story, gave him a sister, and the entire house is him mutilating dolls. At one point, you walk into an easy bake oven where he's cooking the dolls, and everybody puts that as their 10th house. I love that house. I think it's hilarious.
Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Halloween's on a Friday this year,
Yep.
which doesn't happen too often.
No.
And I imagine that going to Halloween Horror Nights on Halloween on Friday
It's going to be awesome.
would be awesome, but would be the most packed I could ever imagine Halloween Horror Nights being. Is there any advantage to doing that? Is there something special they do on actual Halloween night itself? Anything like that?
Like a ceremony at
No.
midnight?
Just like anything
I
abnormal.
would like a ceremony at midnight.
Yeah, something special.
It's just a hangout. It's just
No.
there's more annual pass
Joe,
holders
that's
there.
not what we want.
I mean, it's amazing. You
Welcome,
should
it's
see.
Halloween night. It's here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing the characters are going to be extra,
Scary.
Yeah,
I guess
be on your A
vibrant.
game, game.
Like, because everybody's going to be like, wow, it's Halloween night. Like, we've been doing this since September. Like,
Well,
now it's, I'm
I'll
going
give
to
you
put
this
in all
one.
maximum effort.
The best characters and performers will probably be booked. I can give you that one.
They do that and they get their award.
Yeah.
That's when they award whatever the house of the year is.
Yeah.
I believe it has to be original. There's 5 sponsored content and there's 5 original intellectual properties. So I think it has to be an intellectual property that Universal created, but they give a big award ceremony out and they all come walking out together. It's really cool.
Okay, so it may be the most entertaining night out of all the nights, right? Halloween
course.
night on a Friday to visit Halloween Horror Nights.
I think so.
But probably the most packed.
Not just that, they usually do a discount on a lot of the HHN merchandise that night. So if there's that T-shirt that every night you go and you're like, I want that shirt. I want that shirt. If you go on the last night, it's like, wait, 30% off? I really want that shirt. So
Don't let me catch you wearing it in November. I'm going to shame you.
Or
Thanksgiving
maybe
attire.
because the people, like kids, want to go trick-or-treating Friday night or like on
So
Halloween.
Saturday, I was
So
kind of
maybe
going to
not-
make a case for Saturday because what if you can't get off at 5 early? What if you got a real Scrooge of a boss? And then kids want to go trick-or-treating, might actually make Saturday close to equal. Because I could see, like, the first day after Halloween just being bananas.
Yeah. They keep it open till like Monday, right?
It goes the entire week through. What's really cool though is if you bought the frequent fear pass, you also get the first and the last Saturday of the festival. So it's going to be busy because you got a lot of locals there too.
Gotcha,
Okay.
okay.
That's good to know.
All right, Joey, we appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
Throw out your email if anybody wants a private tour of any of the parks. Joey Mazzant knows them all.
I appreciate it. Hit me up, joeymazan@yahoo.com, the Joey Mazzan on Instagram, and thank you to all the YouTubers. The Joey Mazzan. I keep it easy.
Awesome. All right, we will see you on Monday.